Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today I have a little bit different video for you. So I go over a lot of, I would say, higher end carry guns, a little bit more on the expensive side, but there is also a market for something that's more affordable and reliable. So this past weekend I was able to pick up the Stoeger STR9-C. I've heard a few things about it, haven't shot it yet. I literally just picked it up this weekend, and these will be my first shots, my first impressions. I don't know much about it, but I do know that it's very affordable. At $275, I was able to pick this one up. It's a 13+1 capacity, and let's see how it shoots. I'll go over with you. Well, a couple things I noticed right away with it. The sights are super accurate right out of the box. It seems like I'm actually able to shoot this kind of better than some of the higher end guns. It does have, and I'll go over this after, but it does have the 2 white out in the rear and then the 1 white in the front. So there's no tritium sights, no blacked out in the rear, nothing like that. But it is easy to acquire the target, and it's actually really easy to stay on target. I'm trying to kind of feel out the trigger and see what I think here. And again, these are my first rounds with the gun, so still trying to get used to it. Yeah, I mean, it's shooting pretty good. So I've ran 50 rounds through it already right away. Just seeing how many I went through there. I've had no malfunctions. It's shooting really smooth, pretty darn accurate as I can be. Impressions on how it feels. It feels a little bit, how do I say it? It feels a little bit blocky in a way. Not Glock blocky, but the grip on it feels a little bit fat for a carry gun. But it does give it that full size feel. So if I were to compare it to, say, like the 365 or the CR920, Glock 43, 43X, it feels bigger than that, and the barrel is longer than those, but it feels really full size in the hand, so I'm actually able to shoot it pretty darn smooth. Again, no malfunctions or anything. You know, I really didn't have many impressions with this. I'll go over a few of the details on it, but for $275, no malfunctions, nothing like that. You know, obviously I have to put a lot more rounds through it, but it's right out of the box. I never cleaned it, didn't shoot it once before, what you guys have seen, and it seems to be working pretty well. So let's go over a few details and we'll see you there. Okay guys, so that was a little bit shooting of the Stoeger STR9-C. I'll go over a few specifics with you, see if it's something you'd be interested in having if you're looking for more of a budget route, which I know some people are, so I kind of wanted to pick this up and see what I think. So I'll go over my initial impressions. So first of all, let's start out with the barrel. So this gun is empty. It's a 3.8-inch barrel, so this is a C version. The STR has a longer barrel and it's a little heavier, and that one is a 15+1. This one is a 13+1. So it also comes in at 24 ounces. That's a little bit heavy. It feels a little chunky, I won't lie to you. So that's one of my complaints about it. Shooting it, I don't have any issue. I actually like that. A little bit more mass to it. Gives it that full-size feel. The sights, I touched on it gently over there, are the 3 dots, so the 2 white in the back and then the front white on the front post. So some people really like those. For some reason, it kind of distracts me. I think the rear having the white like that, I get them a little bit blended in, but it didn't seem to be a problem for accuracy. It actually stays on target really, really nicely. So that's one big plus. Accuracy didn't seem like a problem. I think the furthest I shot it was maybe 15 yards, but I mean, that's an 8x8 steel target, and I was able to put them pretty consistently on there, so that's really good. Another thing, it seemed to cycle really well. So I had very minimal expectations. I didn't know what to expect. It's not often you can pick up a carry gun for under $300, and I know there's a few out there. You know, those pocket guns, stuff like that, those are just a little bit unpleasant to shoot. So it shot really well, cycled really well, didn't have any issues with feeding, any cycling issues, you know, nothing like that, locked back every time. So that was great. So a couple complaints that I have, it's, you know, again, you get what you pay for a little bit, but it's a really, really basic gun. So the slide cuts aren't very aggressive. I mean, they're functional. And one reason they may have done that is for carry-wise, so you're not going to get hung up anywhere. So it's really basic looking. I guess I could compare it to like a Glocky type look, which I know everybody's kind of going after. So a little bit generic. The slide release here is pretty flush with the slides, so you're not going to have problems getting it caught up there. If you're doing some quick shooting, it doesn't have much of a lip, but I know that's the reason they did that. So it also comes with an accessory rail on it if you want to put lights, lasers, anything like that. Obviously, it's not optics ready, so you're just going to be running irons on this gun. So I kind of want to go over the trigger and just how it feels. So one thing that I was struggling with, I have smaller hands, guys, so some of you with bigger hands, it'll be great. But for me, when I go to get on the gun here, if I put my hand here kind of where I normally want to be, I'm pulling a lot with the tip of my finger, and I know a lot of times you pull left and you're doing that. So to really get a good grip on it, I have to bring my hand around the front here pretty far to get a good bite on it. Not a huge deal. I just am noticing it and kind of, you know, just how I feel. So it also does have the trigger safety, no manual safety on here at all. The mag release is pretty pronounced. You can get on it pretty easy. I didn't have any problems putting the mag in. It's not too tight or anything. I actually think I read something where people were having problems with tight mag wells. I haven't noticed that yet or anything like that. So the grip, while I'm back here, really aggressive. So they have all these little pyramid styles, so it really bites in the hand pretty good. It's not anything you're going to lose the grip on. So also, while I'm here, let's go over the trigger. So that was the first thing I thought about when I got this. I'm like, boy, it's going to have a really bad trigger. To my surprise, not really at all. So I'll show you here. So you go back, hit a little bit of a wall, little bit of creep, tiny, and it breaks really clean, guys. I mean, it's right up there with any of the other, you know, higher end guns that I've shot. So for a striker fired pistol. So really, I'm not going to give a final review on this. I don't know, you know, enough about it. I don't know enough rounds through it, but my initial impressions are really good. I had no expectations on this gun just because of that price point. Maybe that's the wrong way to look at things, but I know Stoeger's trying to get in the market, and if you can get a gun that's 13+1 in a carry size, and then you can get the bigger version that's 15+1 for under $300, that's really hard to find. And it doesn't look like a high point, and it doesn't shoot like a high point, so that's another couple big bonuses. So for me, I'll try to find a holster. That's one thing that seems a little bit difficult, is finding holsters and extra mags. So with this gun, all I got, one magazine, the 13+1, and it is pretty flush. It has a little bit of a grip for your pinky. So that's all that came with it. But I have read that people have a little bit of a tough time finding magazines for this and holsters for this. So I haven't carried it yet. I'm not sure how it carries. I guess I don't know why it would be any issue. Once I'm able to find one, I will carry it, put as many rounds through it as possible, see, you know, what problems I run into, what things I like. So if you guys are in the market for a inexpensive carry gun, you know, if you're looking to kind of get into this, but you don't have a lot of money to put into it, which is absolutely understandable. A lot of these, you know, gun prices are outrageous. If you can find this one is $275, and I want to mention that I found this one on sale. I think the MSRP was right around $300, but I was able to find it even cheaper on, say, Palmetto had it for $224, and they were actually in stock. So if you're talking around $250, give or take, for a gun like this, I don't see any reason not to pick it up. It shot really well for me. It's not the most ergonomic pistol. It's a little bit fat feeling, if you will, but people with bigger hands, you know, you're not going to have a problem with that. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Leave any comments or questions you have about this or any other guns that I have or you'd like to see. I'll be doing a review on that new magazine for the G43, the Shield Arms. So that should be coming out this week. I'll try to get it together and get it out for you at the end of the week, somewhere in there. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, thanks.